Okay, next weekend, field day, 27th and 28th, will be at the Oklahoma School of Science and Math again this year. Thanks much to Bill Wilburn's good offices of negotiating getting back in.
I think you mean Bill Underwood.
Underwood.
Oh, well.
You look so
I was
much
going to give
alike.
you credit.
Yeah,
No,
right.
you wouldn't have. Part of the reason we were able to come back was they were very appreciative and very impressed at how we used the facility and how we left it in such good condition. So we made a good impression on them, and thus we were willing to gain access to the facility again. Field Day 2026 this year, of course, the motto is Amateur Radio, a national resource, and that is the key to all of our operations this year. Of course, it'll be, as we mentioned, from 27th and 28th, 1 p.m. local till 1 p.m. on Saturday, 1 p.m. local on Sunday. We'll be operating right now as 3A Oklahoma. In other words, 3 transmitters using call sign W5MEL, and we're the Oklahoma section.
Tom, I have a question.
I'm sorry?
I have a question. What time should we be there on Saturday? We
We're going to
transmit.
talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, please hold your questions till I'm done, because a lot of things will be answered as we go through this.
Okay.
First, the mission of Field Day is to test our capability to establish and operate stations in non-traditional locations, and to prove this capability that we're going to demonstrate. We do contact as many other Field Day stations during the 24-hour of Field Day. And finally, it provides amateur radio operators, both experienced and brand new, and we just minted 5 new techs in testing this morning. Here comes one of them now. But give them an opportunity to experience operating, and also allow experienced amateur radio operators an opportunity to refresh their operating experiences. Here are the categories that you'll probably hear on the air. I don't think we're going to hear the nuclear submarine again this year, but who knows, the guy might be there. We will be category A. There are bonus points available to us. Some of these have already been accomplished, some won't be accomplished until after Field Day, actually. Of course, we'll be on emergency power, and that brings up another point. We need someone to pick up the generator, test it, and make sure it gets to Field Day. Part of the problem, circumstances are Hal has become almost a full-time caregiver to Linda. His time is totally focused on taking care of her. Media publicity, we've sent out our media pack. If you look, please look through the Daily Oklahoman and the various Beacon papers, Mustang, Choctaw, Midwest City, etc., to see if an announcement from OCAPA has been published or not. We'll be in a public location, of course. We're going to originate a message to the section manager sometime Saturday afternoon via WinLink. And we'll send out a message just simply stating that OCAPA is at Oklahoma School of Science and Math, and we have however many people are present at the time. I don't think we're not going to try a satellite QSO. Okay. Are we going to do alternate power?
You're looking at me? The answer is yes. I'll have solar battery there.
Okay, if you could have a battery, it's been
Yep.
okay. We'll have that available to us. Okay, we'll copy the W1AW Field Day Bulletin. We'll copy that on Friday evening, and we'll have that available. We may try to copy it again on Saturday from the standpoint of just a backup and just give folks a chance to see what it's like to copy the field day bulletin. We get bonus points if we are visited by an elected official. Does anybody have a neighbor, friend, brother-in-law, whatever, that is an elected official in the state of Oklahoma? I'm not seeing any hands. Okay.
What about Bill?
We also get bonus points for visitation by an agency rep. Right now, John Love, who is part of the Oklahoma Emergency Management cadre, has said he's going to visit not only OCAPA but Ears and Scars field days, so we'll get bonus points on that. Web submission will be after the fact once our entry has been compiled and sent in. We get an extra 50 points on that. We're advertising on social media, and of course we'll have a safety officer, which is Terry. You got your hand up. You need to really know.
I don't take the paper anymore, so I had to do a general scan. I went through every newspaper I could think of in Oklahoma and have not found the notice yet.
Yeah, I take the Midwest City Beacon. I've been watching. We were assured that they were going to publish our at least an announcement about our field day. Hopefully they'll make it in this issue coming this week.
Okay, I got one more question, or one more ask. Part of the safety officer's responsibility is doing I use an ICS form, but is there anybody here, and I don't care if your license has expired, it does not matter, all I do is report the number. Do I have anybody here that was, or ever was a EMT, or a paramedic, or even a BLA, BLS, any of that? All I do is just a count. Okay.
BLS is okay too?
BLS?
Yeah.
Okay. One.
It's 3 or 4 people held up their hands.
Yeah, I just need what your highest.
EMT. I was an EMTA.
Paramedic.
EMT.
Anybody else? Okay, that's.
No, Terry, you missed Lucian.
I'm sorry, I got him.
Okay.
Okey doke. So we're gonna have a BLS, 3 EMTs, and a paramedic, so we're well.
Okay, moving along. For the logging program, we're going to be using N3FJP. Will be our principal logging program. Steve and NE5SD is going to be setting up a mesh network. So all of the logging information will go into a central file, and you will be able to see how you're doing against other stations. Current version is 6.6.10. If you decide you want to bring your own laptop or computer, please download that. We have a license under W5MEL, so we can give you that password if you bring your laptop to field day. Going to have the GATA station. GATA station can be operated by persons licensed since the last field day, regardless of license class, generally inactive licenses. How do you determine that? Well, you'll just have to sit down and interview the person and determine whether they're inactive or not. Non-licensed persons can operate, but of course they'll have to have a control operator present. We may or may not have free VHF, which operates for points, but does not count against our transmitters.
Tom.
Yeah, hang on.
It has to do with what you just went over.
Okay, well, hang on just a
Okay.
moment. Okay, scoring, phone point gets 1 point, CW 2 points, digital 2 points. We're gonna operate, of course, under 100 watts. We get a multiplier of 2 for our scoring. Maximum you can operate is 500 watts. So don't bring your linear to field day. We got no place to plug it in anyway. Sam, to answer your question, showtime 9 a.m. Saturday morning at the field day site. We'll try to have coffee ready, get folks fully pepped up on caffeine. 9:30 we'll begin setup of individual stations. 10 o'clock we'll do the generator setup, start up and test. At 10:30 we'll have just a group briefing, sit down, discuss anything that we may need to change, correct, etc. 11:30 we'll have lunch for those present. 10:30 the station to be shifted to generator power. Of course, at 1 p.m. field day begins. At 4:30 we'll have dinner for those present, and around 11:30 p.m. we'll check the propane bottles on the generator. Sunday, 1 to 3 a.m. as they call it, the vampire hours. That's where it's hard to stay awake and bashing your head against the operating table. 8 a.m. we'll have breakfast for those present, and 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is what's known as the grind, where you're still trying to find those last few stations. A lot of folks, other field day sites have sometimes shut down by that time, so the number of stations available start to dwindle quite a bit. 1 p.m. field day concludes. Right after that we'll begin our shutdown and pack out. At 2 a.m. we hope to have pack out complete and all the equipment out of the OSSM student lounge and in our cars ready to go. 2:15 we'll begin the handover inspection of the OSSM, and this is very important. We want to leave the OSSM facility in better condition than we found it, because this has been a hallmark of our use of that facility, and that's why we've been able to return over the several years. Finally, about 2:30 we go home. Another field day in the books. Keep in mind all the times they're subject to change. These are goals, they're not absolutes, and of course weather permitting. Right now it looks like the weather ought to be pretty good. For Saturday morning we're going to provide coffee. Saturday lunch we're going to bring some Jimmy John wraps in. Everyone seemed to like those. Saturday dinner, Domino's Pizza and any remaining Jimmy John's. Domino's Pizza, we brought that back last year. There's been a long tradition of OCAPA Field Day for having the pizza dinner on Saturday evening. So we brought that back and everyone seemed to enjoy it. Saturday evening for mid-rats, have the remaining pizza and Jimmy John's. Sunday morning we'll go down to Mickey D's and obtain breakfast for those present. There is an ice machine, snack machine, and soft drink machines in the student lounge at OSSM. But of course we'll have the water jugs there for ice water. If you want to bring your own beverages, no adult beverages. This is a public school. Soft drinks, iced tea, whatever. Feel free to bring those along.
Tom, along with that, no adult beverages, no firearms.
No firearms, okay. Leave the artillery at home.
Not even in your car, please. Not even in your car. Don't bring it
Leave
with
them
you.
at home. Don't even bring them on the property. Okay, participation is the key thing here, folks. If you can come just for setup, fine. If you can only come for pack out, fine. If you can come for an hour or two and operate, fine. Best situation is you show up at 9 o'clock and don't go home till 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, and stay for the whole field day. But participation is what we're after. CW station, still haven't gotten someone to take that. Phone station, I believe Terry, I'm gonna
try.
You're gonna try, okay. I'll do the digital. We'll see if the VHF station, Dwayne, I understand you're gonna go south, okay. Got a station, I believe Bill, you were gonna do that. And safety, of course, Terry. A word on the safety thing. Terry will be going around virtually once an hour, checking on safety. If he sees something that isn't right, he has the authority to stop any activity associated with that situation until it's corrected. Okay? And
I
yeah.
heard from Jeff that they will probably be there for CW, by the way.
Okay, good.
You will?
For the
That's what he
generator-
told me.
Okay.
For the generator team, again, we need someone that can pick up the generator. Hal Miller can arrange for you to pick up, give you a quick tutoring on how to get it started. The battery probably needs a recharge or possibly even replaced. All 3 propane tanks are full. They were paid for out of last year's field day budget.
I will be there and I can
Okay.
run the
Now,
generator picking
you
it
had
up.
a question about, I think I answered it, what time to be there.
Yeah. But I can run the generator. I'm fully familiar
Okay.
with the generator. Getting it there is,
Now, get with Hal so he can.
we had breakfast with him, so.
Okay.
I'll get the generator for you.
Okay.
But, yeah, just get with him, make sure it's running, and then have it there Saturday morning. Okay?
Tom, can you back up
Yeah.
the slides to the Gala Station stuff? I think it was 3 or so. Right, next one down. Okay. At National Convention, I happened to go to the, whatever the lecture was on this. The team that has won like forever, they put up 23 stations or some ungodly number. He gave a lecture in front of ARL folks. Not one of them said a peep. What they do for the data station, Tom is not an inactive operator, but he doesn't do phone. You can run the data station on phone. The
That's an
CW
example.
guys couldn't be Jeff because he gets on phone a lot, but Ed or any of the people that are on CW, if they don't do phone, they can come run it. And they said they get they get their CW guy, get on there and make 50 contacts on phone. You get over there and make 100 contacts on phone and they all count because you're generally inactive on that mode.
Interesting.
I thought that's in the gray area of the rules. But the guy said that in front of God and country, and God didn't say no.
Did they smirk?
No, he was
Serious?
dead serious. Well, okay, if that's the way everybody's playing, it must be okay. To me, it's kind of gray, but hundreds of points. Hundreds of points.
That brings up another thing also is youth participation. If you see somebody walk out and they've got their kids with them, grab them, put them on the air. Because we get bonus points for youth participation.
I'll bring a
And
bag
then
of
one
candy.
last item.
Yeah.
Last year, in the midnight hours, I can't remember the specific time, the sprinklers in the front yard turned on. So if you've got unprotected coax connectors, like a barrel connector, get a little plastic container and cover that up, or a little tape or something, because we don't know, the sprinklers may come on in the middle of the night. So if you're in one of the fields, you might want to protect your barrel connectors if you're joining the coax.
Now, in regards to equipment, make sure you anything you bring, tools, coax, etc., label it. So when we're doing pack out, we have a length of coax, we know who it belongs to. We don't have to run around trying to find them.
But if it's not marked, it's mine.
Okay, we'll do it that way. From the standpoint of equipment, if you're gonna provide it for a station, set it up and test it before you bring it to field day. Try to use the same equipment, same power supply, the same coax, and if you're gonna bring the antenna, the same antenna. Please don't bring equipment that's new in the box, that's still in a wrapper, etc. We don't want to do experimental setup. Steve.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm in charge. I'm the wrangler for this. The guy that they come to ask questions about. I don't know all the answers, so I point to other people. The weather forecast, and I don't know if you covered it yet, The weather forecast says low 90s to mid 90s with a 10-degree heat index for Saturday and Sunday. So you're looking at an effective heat outside of between 103 and 106 during the day hours. There's a 50% chance of rain before dawn Saturday morning, dropping to 25% at dawn Saturday and dropping to 5% that afternoon. It's going to be very humid. It's going to be very hot. If you're coming out to field day to watch, help, or whatever, start hydrating the night before. Okay? Please, we're going to have people walking around watching to make sure nobody has heat stress or heat exhaustion, but it can sneak up on you really quick, especially if you're old and fat like me or out of shape like me. It will happen to you quickly without realizing it. Take care of yourself. Bring extra water. I'll have a couple of cases of water there for anybody to have, because I'd rather have water there than people need CPR or an ambulance. Okay?
And I'll do an update on that Thursday night, and that'll be part of the safety brief on Saturday.
Okay. I'll also have electrolytes to add to your water, so you're not drinking just bottled water. There'll be Propel and Gatorade that you can dump into the water bottles and shake up to make sure you keep your electrolytes up. But start Friday night. If you're starting Saturday morning, you're already behind the hydration curve. And knock on wood, we haven't had anybody need an ambulance yet. Yet. And that's in 10 years.
Yeah.
So that was the biggie I needed. I'll get the generator from Hal, so you don't have to worry about that. Terry, I need to see you after if you have time to ask a couple questions. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about field day.
Yeah, Rich.
Thank you.
So we just have one person running sideband and that's it?
Oh, no.
No?
No, bring all the radios you got.
But I mean, right now, you just said one person on sideband, I thought.
Well, that's just so we could put a framework together. I'm going to have my radio there. There's going to be 2 or 3 other people that have HF rigs there. So we can have multiple people running sideband, not at the same time without coordination. Okay? We haven't had the talk yet whether we're going to be operating as 2A, 3A, or whatever. So.
Right now, the typical setup has been you have an operator and a logger. Okay, now on digital, it automatically logs, so you don't need the logger. One person could operate. We're able to interface WSJTX into N3FJP, but normally it's been an operator and a logger. And usually what happens is the logger then moves to the operator position, and the logger goes off, or the operator leaves, and another logger comes along behind them.
I'm going to go back on to your comment. 3A is 3 transceivers operating at the same time. You probably know that. If we go 4A, that means we'll have a maximum of 4 running at the same time. It's been past practice that we've never had more than 2 HF rigs operating at the same time. Okay? That's just because people get up and go and do things like that. If we have the CW crew showing up, so that'll be one of our HF rigs. If we're doing 3, that means we can get 2 more. GATA and the VHF doesn't count. So we could have digital HF, we could have
Phone
HF, and CW HF. That's under 3A, if they're all going. Okay. If we go to 4A, then we can have another sideband station set up that we're intermittent on, so that people can walk up and operate sideband or whatever without going over our number. But we have to have the same number for the whole contest. So we either decide we're 3A up front, or we're 4A up front, or whatever.
Another thing, we have a set of bandpass filters, which I have at my house. We'll bring those, and that will be kind of a thing. If I'm on 20 meter digital, somebody's on 15 meter phone, somebody's on 40 meter CW, you can grab that particular bandpass filter and put it on the rig, and that should minimize any interference, hopefully. Yeah.
Do we still have a club duplexer? We used to.
Yeah,
Diplexer?
triplexer,
Okay,
but that only works on a tri-band beam.
okay.
If you're not familiar with that setup, it's the triplexer has an output and you can put it on a tri-band beam. Then there are 3 outputs, 10 meters, 15 meters, and 20 meters, along with passband filters. So you can have 3 radios on 3 different bands working on one tri-band beam. Now, we don't have a tri-band beam. It's single band, so it doesn't impact us right now. Who knows what the future may bring. From the stand, tools, coax, any sort of accessories, label them so we'll know who owns them in case we need to find out how to operate them, or when we're cleaning up and packing out, we'll know who it belongs to. And you're anxious to ask us, go, okay.
What are the bands on HF that normally run, like sideband
You
and
can-
CW?
You can only run the traditional HF frequencies, 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80. You cannot use WARC frequencies.
Right.
It doesn't violate FCC regs, it just violates the
Will we
gentlemen and
use
ladies
the-
agreements.
Will we use all those frequencies, all those bands?
Yeah.
What about 160?
People have run 160 on field day, but it's very difficult because of antenna.
Right.
Yeah.
Any other questions? You're probably going to see a flurry of emails from me reminding everybody, giving updates and so on. So check your emails frequently. Also, keep an eye on the print media. If you take the Oklahoman or any of the Beacon papers, keep an eye out for, if nothing else, just an announcement of events. If it just simply says Oklahoma City Auto Patch Association is going to operate field day, save it. It's published. That's 100 points, bonus points we'll get. Okay, Nelson.
Last thing, if you know an elected official, drag them there. We get extra points for an elected official.
Yeah. We got us an appointed official coming. We just needed a politician. And all they have to do is just wander through, we take a picture, and they can leave.
Sign the visitor.
Okay.
Before you move on, Tom, does anybody else have any other questions about field day? Please see me when we're through with the club meeting.
Okay.
That I no longer work at OSSM, and yet they still let us come back every year. So we have been good stewards and good salesmen, telling them why they should let us do this. So let's continue to be nice and polite and so on and so forth. Because it's not going to be very long before I'm not going to be able to sponsor this anymore.
You need any coffee supplies? Who's handling that?
I was gonna bring coffee just because I don't like folders.
There is a Bun executive coffee maker they have in their faculty break room, donated by us.
So we've got coffee production, and I'll bring grounds, so that's not gonna be an issue.
I'm going to bring a whole bunch of styrofoam cups, not only for the cold drinks and the hot drinks. I know the old joke, how does it know the difference? But we'll have cups there. If you want to bring your own mug, fine, no problem.
Steve, I have some instant coffee.
Cool.
Do you want me to bring it?
Sure. It'll sit there really nicely.
Bring
A
some
little
tang.
won't fix anything.
I have that too.
Sweetener, cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready? Ready, Freddie? Okay.